What is up, everybody? Welcome to Cool Sports Guy. I'm here, Cool Sports Guy here. I'm joined by Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. Thanks for asking. You all right? You hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you now. We
Okay.
got Fitzgerald here, by the way.
All right, gotcha.
Fitz is a little sleepy. He's trying to figure out a comfy position.
Understood. Okay. Well, today we're going to be doing football picks for week. What is it? Week 10 already? And
Yes, sir.
So usually I'm not on these, so I'll let you take front wheel on this. What do you think? What do y'all usually do, Tom? How's the process go?
Yeah. So thanks a lot for joining me. So I don't have to do this alone. Jarrett usually joins me in these, and we just go down the list, say the teams, and we pick our winners. We say the scores, and we see what the outcome is next week. So we'll start off with last week's outcome to begin with. So upset alert all last week, as we also a lot of teams that we did not expect to even win a single game beat some really good teams last week. So that was a surprise there. I believe Mr. Rob came in at 8-6. I came in at 6-8, and Jared came in at 5-8. So me and Jared barely had any picks that we disagreed on. It was only two picks that me and him actually disagreed on last week, and looks like I got him with the Steelers. The Steelers pick. So yeah, and but yeah, we're just gonna move on, and we're gonna go into week 10. Our first picks is Saints at Titans. I got the Titans winning 20-17 in this game. Both of these teams have really good defenses, but as you know, Saints are kind of in some would say a pickle. Trevor Siemian's been playing pretty well overall as a quarterback, but also news just came out because of a knee situation. Alvin Kamara is out for the Saints game.
I heard,
so, that kind of evens out the running back situation. And I do think the Titans are a very physical team. And I do think they're on a good winning streak, and they'll carry on the momentum. I got the Titans winning it 20-17. And I believe you have Jarrett and Rob's pick with you.
I do. So Rob's got the Titans winning this game, so he agrees with you. And Jared has it Titans, and he says 27-17. I think it's close to your score, right? So a complete sweep. Everybody agrees the Titans are on a roll right now. 7-2, 6-2, 7-2.
They're 7-2. They're winning the AFC right now, not just their division. They're leading the AFC right now.
How are they winning the AFC South? I don't know.
That's a tough division.
I don't even understand this. But I know they're playing really great. So
Davis Mills and
stop. Let's not get into that. So, but yeah, for real. Well, good all around right there for everybody. Everybody seems to agree. Which one's next on your docket?
Next, I got Bills and Jets, and I got upset alert. First of all, 2 weeks ago, Bills was struggling against Miami. Now Miami is starting to look really good the way they played against the Ravens yesterday, so maybe that's why. That being said, they also obviously struggled last week against the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. And this week, we got word that guess who's starting for the Jets?
Tell me it's not Mr. Mike White coming back.
It's Mr. Mike White starting for the Jets. And, teams don't really they still don't have enough tape on the guy. And the one that they do, he was dominating. And Bills are starting to be on like a struggling spree. They're going to be playing an away game. Jets have all their hopes up right now. There's a very good chance Bills are still going to win it. I just wanted to pick the upset just to pick the upset. I got 24-20 Jets.
So Rob and Jared disagree with you wholeheartedly.
I figured.
Jared got the score of 42-10 for the Bills. I happen to agree. I haven't done a lot of of research on these picks and everything, but yeah, like firsthand, that checking, gut check time. I don't see a reason why the Jets can, because Mike White wasn't looking too bad in the Colts game in that first quarter, that first drive. He hit the touchdown.
Yeah, no.
Who knows what could happen? Maybe after that he like completely deteriorates, but there's no telling right now. So the only reason.
Well, let's hope his wrist stays healthy, right? Because last week that's why he went out.
I mean, yeah, and then well that and then tackled with the Jets forgetting how to play defense the entire game. So the Colts wasn't too bad, but Mike White wasn't too bad either. And the only thing we've seen from Mike White is greatness, like you just described. So
Yeah.
White, uh, upset alert.
As of right now, statistically, I think he's like the greatest QB.
Yes.
Never lost a game.
I mean, we'll go with that. Yeah. So right now, overall, then 2 for the Bills and 1 for the 2 for the Bills and 1 for the Jets. Or actually, well, count me in there for this one right here because I think the Jets might take that one too. So what's next on your docket there, sir?
Next, I told you before the show started that there was only about 4 picks. That was pretty easy for me, and this one it was an easy pick for me. We got the Lions traveling all the way to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, who's coming off of a pretty big win, which, by the way, is now they're top of their division now. Going into the season, a lot of people expected Pittsburgh to be last in their division. And little do we know, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Ravens are trailing behind Pittsburgh currently. And I think they're going to take that. They're going to take that momentum from last week's win, even though it was not the prettiest win, I would say. But it's the Lions, and they haven't won a single game yet. And at this point, I don't even think it's worth it for the Lions to try and win a game. So I got Pittsburgh winning it. It's not even close, 28-6.
28-6, all right. Well, I think everybody agrees with you on their Steelers and everything, but Jared thinks that the Lions might put up quite a little bit of matchup. I mean, he still thinks the Steelers are going to win. Don't get me wrong. 21-17 is his score, so it's not complete.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he just thinks the Lions are going to put up a fight like they did in the beginning of the season.
Exactly. Yeah,
Fair enough.
So
Yeah,
complete sweep right now. Everybody's in agreement with the Steelers.
You know, I think I think the NFL is Sam Darnold and Jared Goff is starting to look like the two of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. And now I understand there might be some rookies that are, not doing as great, but even them, I mean, they're rookies. They get a break. What do these guys get? They're experienced players. One of them's been to a Super Bowl before, and boy, they look horrible.
Yeah, it's just a crazy season. And last week, notwithstanding, everything is, who do you pick when reality doesn't make sense, right? So,
right. Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, should be a fun game. And the Lions are, I guess the record does reflect how bad they are, but
yeah,
they've been in games, so they haven't been the complete shutouts every single game. So 0-8.
The first 4 or 5 weeks, it looked like they were putting up a pretty good fight, and they would win a couple of games, and they have a shot and they have a chance of winning. But man, they've been looking real terrible recently.
Yeah, so just figure out which one shows up next, and then and bet on them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so then I guess complete sweep for the Steelers. Who do you got next on your docket?
So moving on, another very easy pick for me. I got Jaguars traveling to Indianapolis. It's a division game playing the Colts. Jaguars defense did a great job against Buffalo last week. They won that game 9-6. I don't think it'll be the same case here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, no team expects to go into a game, put up 9 points, and actually win the game, right? And if the offense continues to play the way they did, the Colts offense will figure out a way to put up more than 9 points on you, and I think that's what's going to happen. I have the Colts actually winning. I think it's going to be a complete turnaround for the Jaguars this week. I got 30-10 Colts winning.
30-10. All right. Jared kind of agrees with you. 27-13. So about the same, yeah.
Fair enough.
For the Colts. And Rob says the Jags are the real deal. They're going to come back, and they're going to be a division game right here against the Colts. And they're 2-6 right now, 2 games away from that second coveted spot in the AFC South. He didn't say all this. I'm speaking.
Yeah.
But
Rob loves picking the underdogs.
These are true underdogs indeed. So as it goes, Jags 2 for the Colts and 1 for the Jags, pretty even scores and everything. But as you say, who knows which Jags show up? They don't have a chance. I mean, 2-6. if they win out for the rest of the season with that 7 games, and
Yeah.
The best.
I mean, that puts you in the playoffs. I'll give them that. And if they
Yeah.
win out the rest of this, they might even catch up to the Titans. But
I mean,
actually, no, that's going to be a very hard thing to do because the Titans already have 7 wins and Jags already have 6 losses.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, like the best you could hope for is 10 or 11.
Yeah,
whatever.
11-7.
11
Yeah,
and 7.
the one extra game is throwing everything off for me right now.
Exactly. So,
This
but
guy's gonna make up his mind.
I've seen strange things happen, so we'll see how it goes from there. With moving on to our next one, what do you have? I have Washington and Bucks. Is that what you got too?
Yeah, so rematch of the 2020 divisional NFC game, and last year Washington actually put up a fight, but this year it looks like Washington's worse than they were last year. So,
A little bit.
and Bucks are coming right out of a bye week. We all know what happened last time they went into a bye week. Do I expect the result to be the same as last year? No, I don't. But they're still coming off of a bye. AB should be coming back. Gronk should be coming back. A couple of their other players, especially on the defensive side of the football, they get to rest up. So it's I got 31-21. I'm giving Taylor Heineke a little bit of respect because Rob keeps complaining that we're not giving him enough respect, even though I think I'm giving him enough respect that, he said Washington in general, and I think Washington is getting the respect it deserves, which is 2 wins. That's what they have so far. So, so this is probably higher than what I originally had anticipated or thought of putting up, but 31-21, I got the Bucks winning by 10. Vegas has the game at 9 points. So
9 points.
Yep. Bucks are 9 points favorite on the road. So
I mean, you get 3 automatic, right? So that's
great. Home team gets 3 exactly. But I mean, I don't think Washington's a really big home field advantage.
No, yeah. I mean, especially not last year. I mean, during the playoffs too, there was a pretty empty stadium, and not their fault, but it was it is what it is. But what was your score again? You had it like 30.
I got 31-21.
31-21. Okay, then Jared agrees with you. Bucks will take this one, 42-17. Lopsided. And you'll never guess what Rob believes will be the outcome.
Going to win. Rob's not going to bet on Washington.
Rob believes Washington will be the winner in this matchup. Taylor Heineke's going to have a breakthrough game, and yes, the 2-6.
Rob needs to stop picking with his heart. Which, listen, I don't have a right to talk right now because last week Rob picked all underdogs and he has the best record, but that's not going to happen every week. Rob needs to realize that.
Full disclosure, he did say it was for I'll quote him, for loyalty purposes. That's the exact
quote.
For
loyalty purposes. Okay, so he doesn't truly believe that. He just wants to, on record, say.
On the record, it is on a text, so hopefully it can be put out there into the world that it is a loyalty one out there. But you and Jared agree 42-17. I think I would agree too. I mean, the Bucks are on a roll and coming off an off week, so they're well rested. Everybody's coming back. Hopefully, 100% or at least 90%. I mean, I'll take 90%.
Yeah, I think it's going to be over 90%, and I think that at the end of the day, they're still a good team. I know their secondaries looked very questionable, at times throughout the season. But I mean, if you think about it, they have 2 losses. And Rams definitely got the best of them. The Saints, I wasn't even on the rest of the team. I mean, I said it myself. I think Brady is the most to blame here. Is the most to blame here. 1 fumble loss, 1 interception towards the first half, and then games on the line. You need a field goal to win. Typically there's no other quarterback who would take, but he goes and throws another interception. So. But I don't think they're a bad team overall. If anything, that loss was good for them. Probably made them better. I'm going to be so surprised if Washington win this game.
That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, Bucks, as good as they are, this is pretty like what's it called? It's an important game to them in their season too. They don't have a full division lead right now. The Saints
they don't
5-3.
They don't. And the Falcons just beat the Saints too, so they're all kind of neck and neck right now.
Yeah, 5-3, 4-4. I mean, and Panthers just got Cam Newton back. They're 4-5. So
They did just get Cam Newton back. They're only one game behind. Obviously, Cam Newton's not going to play this week.
no,
So
yeah,
I don't have too much hope. But I do believe, I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's back this week. He might be back this week. But if he's not, I'm pretty sure he'll be back the following week. And if that's the case, you bring the only thing is Cam Newton, he's going to have to study a whole lot of playbooks. So Carolina might have to alter some of their plays to
exactly.
something that he can do best. But
See how it plays out for them. Hopefully, they can turn that ship around and make that division pretty exciting. Right now, it's pretty hard. 2 games apart, so it's not too bad. So
right, yeah. I mean, they're still very much in it, and we got 2 other teams very much in it going up next. We have the Cleveland Browns traveling to New England to take on the rookie and the veteran, Mac Jones and Bill Belichick.
Yes, sir.
So, Jose, I think I'm going to take Rob's route here. I think I'm going to say for loyalty purposes, and not that I'm really loyal to the Patriots, but I've been saying from the beginning of the season that they are going to make the playoffs. And I think I do have to stick with that. And I think as good as I think Mac Jones, especially for a rookie he's playing, my trust when I say the Patriots are going to make the playoffs has a lot to do with the defense. And I do think Bill Belichick's coaching is able to stop the Browns defense or Browns offense. For that part, I mean, most part, he's able to stop most offenses. Right. So I got the Patriots actually coming up with the upset at home here. I got 20-17.
Okay.
I think Mac Jones is starting to look a lot better in a sense of pushing the ball down the field more, taking, longer passes, just letting it rip. And it's been working too. It seems like they just went and beat the brakes off of the Panthers. Panthers was looking good. Their defense was looking really good at the beginning of the season. And, once Christian McCaffrey went down, that offense was starting to look like crap, but they still have a pretty solid defense. And that defense wasn't able to do much against the Patriots last week, at least not enough to count, right? I mean, they made a couple of good plays, but definitely not enough to count. And if you do, Mac Jones will twist your ankle off. So
he didn't mean to. He didn't mean to.
Thought he had the ball. Okay.
I got Patriots. What's that? Thought he was playing out there in the yard.
Exactly. I got Patriots winning 2017.
All right. Jared agrees with the Pats a little bit closer, 27-24.
I think I really got Jared on the Patriots bandwagon this year because I just.
Well, you also got Rob on the bandwagon because Rob was also going.
Now I'm scared of my pick.
No underdogs here. We all think the Full Sports guy that Pats are. Be fair, the winners of this matchup. Yeah, they're playing at the left, right?
I think we all just equally dislike Baker Mayfield.
Oh, poor guy. He's already got OBJ's dad mad at him, and OBJ too. And but he didn't do too bad last week. I mean, Baker came out. And
he was up. So he's been playing pretty well overall this season. It's just
I don't think that OBJ was a problem over there. Because maybe he just had a good game, So we'll have to see how consistent he is throughout.
It may have just been nothing but negative energy. That's all it takes sometimes.
Maybe, yeah. This game I think would probably show me what he's got. If he can make this game happen, I do think I'm agreeing with you guys. Pats at first glance are showing because you got the great equalizer on the sideline. You got Bill Belichick out there, and if Mac Jones can't do the job, then I think Bill can come up with some begins that'll push them overboard. They're playing at home too, so I think the Pats would have that edge from right there. See what Baker Mayfield can do instead of having his cool commercials that he has at home with Baker Mayfield. So, but then that brings us to another critical point. I got Falcons and Cowboys, right? Is that the one you got next?
Yes, sir. That is it.
What do you think about that matchup coming up?
So, I'm Rob this week.
Okay.
Upset alerts after upset alerts. I got the Falcons pulling this off. Ooh. Barely. Okay. But I got the Falcons winning it. Now, the Falcons are historical for blowing leads. They almost blew it last week. Matter of fact, Saints actually scored 19 straight points to come get the lead. Matt Ryan was just able to go back and kick the field goal.
Right.
So I don't want to, even if the Falcons are leading, I'm not going to let my breath go until there's like 20 seconds left on the clock and Falcons
it's understandable.
35 points. But because they'll find a way. But so I have the Falcons winning this game. I think they're coming off of a great momentum win against division rivals. Everybody was expecting the Saints to win. Of course, I decided to pick the Saints to win, even though I kept picking Falcons to win multiple games throughout the season. They kept letting me down because I had so much faith in them. They just kept letting me down. Finally, I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I have to go with the Falcons. And then, boom. Or I'm sorry, I said I have to go with the Saints. And then, boom, Falcons come up with the win. So let's hope that they don't cheat me out this week. I know this is a really tough pick. I have to go with the Falcons. Cowboys just got blown out by the Broncos. The score was 30-16. I don't think the score was 30-16. I think the score was 30-0. When there's 6 minutes left on the clock and you're down 30-0, at that point, you putting up 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions has nothing to do with your skills, but rather Broncos going, hey, it's okay, just make sure they run the clock.
Exactly.
Right. So, and the Cowboys bounce back? Sure, they can bounce back. Will they bounce back? I'm hoping not because I got the Falcons winning the game. I do have a high-scoring game, 31-30 Falcons.
31-30 Falcons? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, Rob agrees with you, first off. Do the start with that one, Falcons. He likes them. He didn't give me a reason why, but yeah, he does. I'm gonna speak for him. I think he thinks that the Falcons are in a tough division right now. Like we talked about before, NFC South is pretty close. They're one winning. They're 2 games out from the Bucs, and they just won a big game last week. This could be their turning point right here. This could be their Super Bowl, and make things happen. However, Jarrett likes them Cowboys, and he thinks that they can stay up top and ride that. Was it NFC East and win this game 35-17? So considerable. I think Dak coming back one more game. He has one game under his belt after that injury. Might be something, huh?
Yeah, I don't think Dak probably won't be as rusty, and I don't think the Falcons' defense is anywhere near as good as the Broncos' defense. So, yeah, and now I'm maybe starting to regret my pick a little bit. We'll see what happens.
I mean, he's got something. He did good last week, so maybe those underdogs continue on to this week. Might be on to something.
I hope so.
Might just work. So the next game on the docket is the Cards versus the Panthers. Quite a matchup. Are they playing at Arizona, right?
Yep.
So what are you thinking about this game?
I don't have much to say about this game other than the fact that the Cardinals are going to win 38-9. The Cardinals are winning with their backups.
I know, right?
It's not even close. And Panthers are like, is this guy really a starter anywhere? That's their thought process. So, and I believe Sam Darnold's actually hurt too. So that might actually go in their favor. But like you said, Cam Newton is signed back with the Panthers, but he's not going to be playing this week. If they need any chance in winning, they need him back. And until then, I'm not picking on the Panthers, especially to beat the Cardinals. If it wasn't for one bad play from AJ Green, Cardinals should be undefeated right now as we speak.
Oh, man, you brought up that AJ Green play. Oh, God, that was so.
That was sad, but they've moved on. They still hold the number 1 seed in the NFC. Green Bay, obviously, without Aaron Rodgers last week, they lost the game, which has helped the Cardinals so far even it out. And right now, Cardinals are still sitting on top. So depending on how the rest of the season goes, but as of right now, Cardinals got number 1 seed, and I think they're playing great, dominant football. 38-9 is what I got.
38-9, okay. Well, everybody agrees with you. The Cardinals are gonna win this game. 38 to you said 38-9 or?
Yes, sir.
Jared believes 27-10. So pretty, not so many touchdowns, but
fair enough.
Gives the Cards or gives the Panthers one more point.
Well, if I'm Cardinals, if I'm Arizona, I don't even know if I'll have all my starters start this week. I know that sounds so disrespectful, but they're capable of winning with their backups against pretty okay teams. So if that's the case, they should be able to win against a not so good team. And if Kyler needs to rest up and get healthy, Hopkins has that hamstring issue. If he needs to rest up, AJ Green, if he wants to stay retired for another game, I think he's supposed to be back this week. But yeah.
I think it's just all depending because they still got the Rams nipping at their heels, So like there's 8-1 versus 7-2.
Yeah,
they might be a tough one. I don't remember what they're. I think the Cardinals are playing the Rams in week 15, and then they already won against them one time, so they have one more time on their schedule.
Right.
Like once they get closer to that week, and then you figure out how the division plays out, but everything else looks pretty good. So everybody for the Cards, huh?
Yep.
Which one you got next on your?
So we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling all the way to take on the Los Angeles Chargers.
All right.
I actually have this game very close. I gave the home field advantage, better team advantage. So all those mixed together, I gave a slight edge to the Chargers.
Okay.
I got this game at 24-23. Chargers winning. Minnesota's been losing games in less than 5. Like they have so many games this season so far, all within 3 points.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they come so close, and for some reason they just can't finish it off. Even last week when the Ravens were playing, they had such a good lead on them, and then I don't know what happened in that game. I don't even know what happened in the fourth quarter, other than the fact that at one point I saw the score and I was like, "This is a blowout. Ravens are losing," and boom, Minnesota lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think Chargers are still a good team. So I got the Chargers winning 24-23.
24-23. Okay. I think that's about the same. Jared's got this 32-21, so about the same point spread on that one. Rob disagrees with both of you and says the Vikes are coming up here and they're going to go and take on the Chargers and defeat them. And
I think Rob just goes and looks at Fox Bet and sees who the underdog is and just write the name down and call it.
No, of course not. They're second place in the NFC North right now. Did you know that fact?
It means nothing.
They're
in a division with Jared's Bears.
They got one game lead on the Bears right now because they're an off week already.
And the Detroit Lions, who are winless.
And they got a 3-game lead on the Lions. Yes, you have to twist it and make it sound more positive, sir.
Yeah, and what's Green Bay's record?
Green Bay
7-2.
That's not important right now. That's not important. We got to do the positives here. They're only 7-2. They got a 4-game lead on the division. Anything can happen right now. They win this game. The Packers lose. Vikings are in it.
They are playing the Seahawks.
It could happen, man. It could happen. I mean, like I said, Vikings. They had a pretty good showing against the Ravens before that. That loss at the very end. It was an overtime, right? So who knows, man? If they can match up with the Ravens, although Dolphins matched up with the Ravens too. So Ravens are
the Lions matched up with the Ravens. They had to kick the longest field goal in NFL history to win that game.
Ravens are a funny team. We'll get into that later, I'm sure.
Ravens. Hey, I told you guys this.
Yeah.
You guys started to say Ravens are looking real hot, and I said, hey, we see them go 14-2 and they'll lose. And I don't think they're a funny team. I don't think they're that great. They just have spurs throughout some games, which helps them win. Which is, at the end of the day, you're looking for a win. But, I mean, they keep losing these random games. No one's expecting them to lose. And that Lions game, that thing hit the freaking, I don't know what that bottom bar is called.
The bar, yeah. Crossbar?
The crossbar.
There you go.
That thing hit the crossbar at 66. So if it was a 67-yarder, if it was a 66.5-yarder, he would have missed that kick.
If it was a 65-yarder and you had Crosby kicking the field goals for you, that would have been.
Yeah, Crosby's not looking. No. You know who would have made that field goal? Randy Bullock.
You know who else would have made it?
Greatest kicker in the NFL history.
Grammatica, too. the small guy, make any kick and everything. We'll get
Yeah, I was joking about the Randy Bullock thing. That guy can't. Half the time, I think he's missing the ball.
Vinatieri would have been in there. Would have been great.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so we got 2 for the Chargers, and we got 1 for the Vikings, and see what Rob can come up with and pull out a bag of tricks and everything, and see how it goes. So I got Seahawks versus a Pack. One of my favorite matchups right now, because the reason why, I'm not saying it's going to be an amazing matchup. Everybody's coming back from whatever reason they may be coming back, but you get to see what they're made out of right now at this point. Packers, I know they're in first place, and but the Seahawks, they're like third in their division right now. So really, what are they playing for besides honor right now? 3-5, and the Cardinals are at 8-1. And I don't see the Cardinals losing 9 games in a row. So we actually picked them to win against the Panthers right now. So a hard hill to climb for the Seahawks, but it's gonna be an interesting matchup. What do you think about this one?
So I know this is going to sound weird because Seahawks they're struggling, right? They were already struggling to begin with, and then they were struggling more once Russell Wilson went out. I think there's still more pressure on the Packers winning this game.
Oh, no doubt.
And because I think we all know and agree that Packers are actually going to win their division, except you, for some reason, you think Minnesota might have a shot. But
I didn't say that. Hold up. I was speaking on Rob's pick.
Wild card.
I was reading between the lines.
Oh, you're speaking for Rob. Okay, fair enough.
Well, let's rephrase it. I was trying to read between the lines of what he told me. I am not speaking for Rob by any stretch. Also, that's not my opinion. So
okay. Well, I'm glad we got some clarification there. Well, I know Rob believes there's a chance.
Honestly, we don't even know if Rob believes he can win the division. I just think he knows.
Judging from these picks so far, Jose, I think Rob believes anything. But Rob believes Lions. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But anyway, moving on. I think the Packers. I think everybody knows that they're going to win their division, and they're going to have a home game. But right now, the NFC is so competitive that even at 2 losses, they're not number 1 seed because of the Cardinals. And even at 2 losses, you got the Buccaneers at 2 losses. You have the Rams at 2 losses. You have somebody else at 2 losses. I don't know exactly who, but the point is it's a pretty close, tight matchup. And I think Seahawks, even if they start winning right now, they might make the playoffs and they might have a shot. I don't think they're going to catch up enough to win the division, considering where the Rams are, considering where the Cardinals are, because even if Seahawks wins out at this point,
maybe
they're still if Cardinals and Rams keep winning, even if they lose 2 games to Seahawks, not good enough for Seahawks to catch up. So I think there's more pressure on the Packers. That being said, Rodgers is back, Russell Wilson's back. Both are fantastic quarterbacks. At the end of the day, trust the Green Bay Packers team right now more than the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm going to pick the Packers to win this game, 34-27.
Okay. Jarrett agrees with you. The Packers are going to be victorious, 24-17. Hang on, man. You don't know Rob. You don't know everything about Rob. However, on this one, you might be right, and he does believe Seahawks are going to.
Okay, so real quick, he has the Vikings winning.
Yeah,
he's got the Packers losing. See, I'm telling you, I do think he believes that Vikings are going to come back.
So, if the Seahawks win every game for the rest of the season, they win out. Their best record can be 12-5, and I think that's really hard to make the playoffs with that record. Yeah, believe it or not, the Cowboys are like you said, 6-2 with the Cowboys, 8-1. The Cardinals, Rams are 7-2. Bucks are 6-2. So a lot of two loss teams, and for them to just go undefeated for those last 9 games or whatever, it'd be kind of hard. But who knows? Maybe Rob can see something we can't, because right now
maybe because last week he for sure did, and he pulled it through. So
I mean, you're right. Seahawks weren't looking great before Russell Wilson's injury, and maybe the rest, maybe all this. If they win this and they come back against the Pack, who are been showing pretty good. Jordan Love, notwithstanding, last week it was his first start too. So I mean, I'm not putting a lot.
I'm not judging too much.
Yeah, I'm not judging by that, but they're a good team regardless and everything. Even his performance wasn't a win, but it wasn't a horrible performance. That
right.
We'll see what the future holds for him. But Seahawks, I don't know. This could be the game breaker right here. This is could be the moment they move forward and see what they can do and maybe get into a playoff contention, which I think is going to be hard regardless. You got to win a division or get that wild card spot. And that wild card spot is going to be kind of hard to get. In my opinion, so.
Well, there's 3 wild card spots. I mean, Seattle still can very much get it, but
it'd be really, well, I guess looking at the rest of the teams, maybe. You got NFC West got 1 spot. And Saints
there's a good chance NFC West is going to have 2 spots because, I mean,
NFC West?
Actually, yeah, I take that back. No, you're right.
It'd be rough, right? I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. It's going to be interesting. The last stretch and everything, how it plays out. We'll be definitely keeping an eye on all these teams. So let's see. Moving on to the next one, though. I got Eagles and Broncos, huh?
Yeah, Eagles. Philly's traveling all the way to Denver to take on the Broncos. Philly's on a losing streak. Broncos just had probably their best game or their best win of the season. I think they're going to carry the momentum. And for some reason, Philly gets so close each week, it seems like, but they just, for some reason, can't bring it home. They're almost like Minnesota. Minnesota gets so close each week, but they, for some reason, can't bring it home. And this game, to me, is a toss-up. And I'm just going to go with the Broncos here because they're the home team. And I think they're going to take the momentum. They went to Dallas and beat the brakes off the Cowboys, and they're going to come back. They're going to ride that momentum. They're playing at home. Denver home field advantage is a pretty big home field advantage, especially considering the altitude they're playing in. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Denver to win this game. I got them in 27-23.
27-23, okay.
Yes, sir.
So Jared has a score pretty close, 24-16. However, it's for the Eagles. He believes that the Eagles are going to be taking this one.
And I think Rob has the Eagles too. He really likes the Eagles for some reason.
Eagles, yeah. And I would have to agree with you on this one. I think the Broncos have the edge. Last week, momentum. I think as far as riding a lot of momentum, you figure out what teams you're looking at. And it was the Cowboys and such a good, offense and defense put together. The Broncos being able to go in there and do something like that, we're telling of what they can do. Also, their AFC North, it's pretty close. We talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it in private.
Yeah, they're all tied right now, right? They're all up 5 wins right now.
That's the AFC West, but the AFC North is 6-3 Ravens, 5-3 Steelers, 5-4 for the Browns, and I'm in the wrong division.
Yeah, you're in the wrong division.
Hold up. Yes, we're right though. I was on the right track though. 5-3, and we talked about this on the show a couple days ago. 5-3, and 5-4 for the Chiefs and Broncos. So same thing.
That's the AFC West, right?
AFC West, correct. So such a close division. Momentum notwithstanding, the Broncos have the edge right now because they did go and just do a great job against the Cowboys.
And they have a division game this week, so Chiefs Raiders. So one of them is going to fall off a little bit.
Exactly.
So Broncos can just push this off and
just do what you got to do and just play your game, and win that against the Eagles, who are second in their division, but they're 3-6 right now. So
it's like saying Minnesota's second in their division. It means nothing.
I try to spin it positively for everybody, okay? I'm trying to do a positive side of sports here.
I'm realistic here, Jose. Listen, there's a reason why when we all pick our favorite teams this year, I didn't pick one because I want to be as least biased as possible. There's one thing only that I'm biased with in today's NFL, and that's Tom Brady. I don't ever bet against Tom Brady, and I think once he retires, there's literally just facts, and that's it.
Well, I'm a fan.
I gotta pick my loyalty team. Like that doesn't exist.
No, I'm a fan of the Texans, but I know what they're gonna do every week. So,
where's the positivity there?
Don't start. I can't find the positive side on this one. Okay, right now I have to embrace the suck as the season motto for the Texans have been. So don't trust the results, just trust the process. That's what Casario has told us, and that's what I'm doing right now. So Good point. I can't find a positive in that, but I will try to find a positive in most sports stories. So I'm not trying to be unrealistic, though. I mean, they are. It is what it is. You got the second place, and we've seen teams that under 500 make the playoffs. So I mean, we've seen stranger things in the
We've seen wild card teams just go and win it. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm not saying that it's the most ideal situation to find yourself at under 500 and make it to the playoffs, but all you need, like in poker, you need a chip in the seat, and then you got a chance at the Super Bowl. So who knows? I think Eagles. In your case, I agree with you. Broncos might take this one. Should be able to take a Mile High Stadium.
I do think Jalen Hurts tend to struggle sometimes against good defenses, and Broncos do have a pretty solid defense.
Oh yeah, by far, yeah. So brings us to our second to last matchup of the week. We got the Chiefs versus the Raiders. What say you, Mr. Tom?
Hardest pick for me. It was the hardest pick for me because I've been hardcore riding the Raiders bandwagon, and I've been saying it from the beginning of the season. I kept picking the Raiders. Even there was like 2 weeks in a row where Jarrett was picking against the Raiders, and I kept picking on for the Raiders, and the Raiders kept winning the game because I think they're a really good team. Except last week, the Giants beat them. But again, I think last week just should be completely canceled from the NFL. I think you kind of messed it all up. I think it's because there's now there's no middle to the NFL season. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe everybody was confused. Too many underdogs winning last week, so I'm not going to count that against the Raiders.
That's fair.
That being said, I do have a slight feeling Chiefs may have found a little bit of momentum last week.
Just grab onto whatever you can, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and right now, considering how bad the Chiefs are playing, including last week, considering how bad the Chiefs were playing, because if Aaron Rodgers played last week, they were getting blown out. I don't even think the game would have been close.
Yeah.
Including how bad the Chiefs were last week. At the end of the day, right now, as it stands, they're tied for division.
Pretty much, yeah.
Teams. And now you got a division matchup coming up. And you're thinking, man, if we can win this game, which means our opponent's going to lose this game.
Right.
And, at that point, my fight's with the Broncos and the Chargers. Right. And I'm sure Chiefs are going to come in riding hot from last week's momentum. And I think the Raiders. It's a really, really tough matchup for me. I really didn't know who to pick. It took me a minute to just decide on a score on this game. And weirdly enough, opposite of every other pick, the first thing I did, so this is like the most crap score I got. I wrote down 27-21 without picking a winner first.
Okay. All right.
Because I just kept going back and forth. And it was just a matter of who's going to get that extra touchdown to bring it home. Will Patrick Mahomes turn into the Patrick Mahomes we once knew? I want to say once knew, it's like 3 months ago. But, will he turn into him and come back and actually take this thing home? Or will the Raiders bounce back, go back into the Raiders they were pretty much this season so far until last week, and will they just take it? And last year, let's not forget, as great as the Chiefs played, the Raiders actually beat the Chiefs once out of the two matchups. So it was a hard pick. I ended up going with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to bounce back, and I think the Chiefs are going to win 27-21.
27-21? Okay. Well, you are alone on this, sir, because both Jared and Rob believe the Raiders have what it takes to take down the Chiefs. 27-17 for Jared. And what can you say? I mean, like you said it perfectly and everything. This division's tight. It really could be a coin flip. I mean, I think for both. And you know what? But I said a few weeks ago I wasn't going to bet on Mahomes again. I always bet on Mahomes. I like Mahomes. I think he's shown a lot of flashes and everything, and it's really paid off. I think lately it's been catching up to him, and we talked about this before. I think a lot of the decisions he's making are costing. I think when we see one of these throws right here, it would be really cool to see.
You'll never let that picture go, will you?
No, it's a great picture right there. You see how he launches the
That-
ball at a very.
That's the greatest throw in NFL history.
It is. I mean, it was great. It wasn't a touchdown, and it could have been though, and it could have
Yeah.
won the Super Bowl. But we'll talk about that later. But I think
You would not have won the Super Bowl. Come on.
it was a joke. It was a joke. It was really good. The audience gets it, and they'll laugh, and there'll be an LOLs later on. You'll see. Thank me, good sir.
I'll put an LOL in there for you.
LOL. So, but I'm going with you. I'm going with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs going to do this, going to pull out, and they're going to be number one in their division here. It's going to be pull out a good victory. That's going to be great. Jared and Rob go for the Raiders, and you and I will take on the Chiefs. And it's going to be great, man. It's going to be all right, man. Here we go. So it leads us to our last matchup of the week, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Okay, Rams at 49ers. What do you think, man? Hang on a second. I got a picture for this. Not in that same uniform anymore, but going over there. It's going to have this guy throwing the ball to him. It's going to be So, what can you say?
I think I had my pick even before I knew OBJ was going to be with them. The Rams are going to win this game.
Yep.
49ers to me, they're like my Raiders in the NFC. I just kept having so much trust in them. The difference is they just keep letting me down. And last week was a nail in the coffin, right? You're playing a division rival. Their starting quarterback is out. Their number one wide receiver is out. Their number two wide receiver is out. And a couple other players are out. One of the greatest defensive players we've ever seen, J.J. Watt's, out for the season. And last time, and all of them played against you, you had your backup quarterback play, lose the game by 7 in an away game. And now you're playing at home with your starting quarterback. Your team is healthy. Their team is not. And you get blown out. I don't know what that's about. I want to show so much trust in the 49ers, but man, they're letting me down. It's hard for me to pick against the Rams, or it's hard for me to pick on the 49ers right now. I got the Rams winning this game. I got 31-20.
Well, the crowd agrees with you, sir. Jared says 38-33, pretty close game. And for the Rams. And Rob, believe it or not, he agrees with you too, sir. It was the Rams. And
finally, it is a division game, so
yeah. I mean, you got a lot of weapons and everything. Even without OBJ, you still got a lot of weapons. So
Cooper Kupp, man. Cooper Kupp.
Only person right now. I don't know how the game shakes out for the Ravens and the Dolphins last night, yards wise. But Cooper Kupp, 1,000 yards receiving so far, could be the first guy in history to get 2,000 yards. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how many 2,000 yards receiving. Has that happened?
2,000 yards receiving.
I know yards rushing. Maybe.
Hold on. Now I got to look this up because now you got me questioning.
But I mean, like, I know we got the extra game, but he's probably on pace to make it in 16 games anyways. He's already like 1050, I think it is, 1060, if I remember correctly.
2000's never been broken, 1964.
And you know what? We got an extra game, so he can do it. And I won't put any asterisks next to that because it's one season. If you play in the season, you have to be. If you want to go undefeated right now, you got to go 20-0, 19-0.
Oh, like all the way, you're talking through Super Bowl?
Yeah.
20-0.
20-0.
Yep.
72 Dolphins were what? 16-0?
Yeah. Yeah, they're 17-0, right? Or is it 16? I think they were 17-0.
Either way, like you got more games, like the records are you play in the season, you play in the era you play in. Cooper Kupp can be that guy that beats 2,000 yards first time. That'd be pretty amazing to watch. So yeah, Rams 38-33, and Mr. Rob has it also. He has the Rams winning this game. And yeah, I will agree with you guys and have the Rams as well. Going to be pretty great season to be watching. Great week. And then the great last of the season. That's what I meant to say before my words got away from me. So any closing thoughts for the weekend, sir? Anything stands out to you?
No, nothing in particular. I think I'm very excited for the games coming up. And I'm glad we're, crossing the halfway point on the for the season. So I'm excited for us to start picking our division winners, our playoff, all that will probably come up in the next week or so. So I'm just looking forward to that.
So yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday for a regular scheduled time. This is the pick show for Friday. So yeah, Wednesday. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll hopefully be up between 6 to 7 or something like that on Wednesday. Try to get a regular scheduled time. So hopefully, thank you all for joining us here today on Cool Sports Guys picks of the week. For Tom here, we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Adios.
Let me just go ahead and do the